So I'm going to ask a favor of someone in the ball pit. I wrote this book. If you don't know, I wrote a book, and you have a copy of it. And so when I wrote the book and I put it out in November, I did a tour, and I didn't come here. I think the closest I came was to Washington D.C. And I wasn't really planning on doing anything with the book, but I thought tonight might be nice to just read something from the book. But instead of picking what to read, I thought it would be much more interesting if I handed the book to someone in the audience and did what I call, stolen from Running with Scissors by Augustine Burroughs, a Bible dip. Meaning, someone just opens the book randomly and I read the beginning of the most interesting, relevant passage. And I haven't actually read from the book in a while, so I need someone who only keep your hand up if you generally have good luck. Okay, because you've got you with the jazz hands. Go for it. Don't pick the very beginning or the very end. Pick something that is nice and meaty, somewhere vaguely in the middle. Or trust you. Oh my God. This is really good, actually. It's long, though. You guys don't mind, right? It's not long. It's not 30 minutes long, but it's longish. Oh, and this is actually really good for a hater day. This is a really good hater day passage. So, all you need to know, hello children. All you need to know about what has happened up until this point in the book is I have lots of problems in my life. I get married, everything's kind of scary, and I go through this giant Kickstarter controversy, and then the Boston bombing happens, and just as my life is the clouds are parting in the dark year of my life, the Boston bombing happens a few blocks from my house, and I write a poem about it, and the Boston press decides to call me a terrorist, and I get even sadder, and then it's my birthday. This is that day. This is a week after the Boston bombing, and I'm out in Seattle with Neil, really, really depressed. Yeah, bad birthday. One of those days where you're no birthday, not today, bad birthday day. Oh, you just foreshadowed. Good job. About a week after I wrote the poem, I turned 37. I was in Seattle to deliver a handful of Kickstarter parties, and it was hard to leave Anthony, but I was happy to leave Boston for a few days. Neil came with me for the start of the trip so we could celebrate my birthday together. I was miserable and verging on a shade of depression that I hadn't felt since my blackest college years. I was really tired of feeling hated, tired of explaining myself, tired of thinking about it, tired of Anthony being sick, tired of not knowing whether he would live or die. I didn't want a birthday. It seemed pointless and unnecessary. We hadn't made any plans for the day in Seattle except to not do any work and to stay away from the internet, which was still roiling with hateful comments and bomb limericks. Things had gotten bad. Someone had just suggested on Twitter that I should have a bomb shoved up my cunt. When we woke up on the morning of my birthday, it was freezing cold, dark, and slashing down rain. So what would you like to do today, birthday girl? Neil asked, lovingly. I don't know, I said. Stay in bed, vanish, die. Well, if you're going to die, let's eat first. I'm hungry. Would you like some lunch? No.
Neil's awesome.
Good old Neil. We found a quiet little Japanese restaurant where I sat with my sunglasses on, crying, feeling sorry for myself, and staring into my miso soup. Darling, Neil said, it's going to blow over, trust me. I've never seen you this unhappy. Sorry. Is there nothing we can do? Let's do something nice for you, okay? We could try to find you a place to get a birthday massage. Would you like a massage? Sorry, massage. I looked up from my soup. Neil, he was trying so hard. He was so nice. I'd taken a few flights that week. My back hurt, my neck hurt, my head hurt. Yes, I'd love a massage. That would be wonderful. I left to go to the bathroom, and Neil started typing into his phone. When I came back, he said, I found a massage place right near here, and I booked it online using a little online form. Isn't the internet amazing? Yes. 2 hours later, we showed up at an antique office building, slightly early for the appointment, and rapped lightly on the propped-up door before entering. I dried my eyes and tried not to look like too much of a mess. The massage therapist, who was pretty and tattooed, was eating a salad out of a takeout container, and we'd barely said hello when she took a deep breath, looked me deep in the eye, and said, I have to talk to you. Okay, I said, taken aback. With Neil, without Neil? He can wait out here. It'll just take a second. She pointed to a chair on the hallway outside her office, and Neil sat down to wait. She led me past her massage table and into the back room where there was a small recording studio set up, complete with a digital piano and a microphone. Oh my God. I thought, she's going to play music for me. No, worse, she's going to ask me to record backing vocals in exchange for my massage. I don't want to be Amanda Palmer right now. We sat down. So, hi, she said. How are you? I was still trying to hold back tears. I took off my sunglasses. Honestly, I'm kind of raw, I said. I'm sorry, it's my birthday and I've had a really shitty week. She handed me a tissue. Happy birthday, she said. Listen, I have to be honest. I couldn't work on you without talking to you first. It felt unethical. I know who you are. I know who Neil is. And when I got his email a few hours ago saying that it was your birthday and you two wanted to come in for a massage, I thought my friends were playing a practical joke on me. She wasn't smiling. She took a deep breath. I'm also a songwriter, and I was following that whole thing with your volunteer musicians and stuff, and I have to tell you, I have written some really, really horrible fucking things about you on the internet. Like, really horrible. Like, whole long blogs about what a terrible person you are and how much I despise you and everything you do. They were so horrible that a few weeks after I posted them, I deleted them because I felt so bad. And if you could read what I'd written, I sat there, stunned. This was not a good birthday. I'm not proud of what I did or what I wrote, she said. I'm really not, but I couldn't just have you come in and lie on my table without you knowing. And if you want to go ahead and cancel and leave, I totally understand. I looked at her. I looked up at the ceiling, thinking, is the universe shitting me? I said, I'm really glad you told me, and honestly, I don't want anything more in this world than to get on your table. Okay, she said. Let's do this. So I lay there for an hour, letting the tears leak out of my eyes and onto her massage table, while she wordlessly ran her hands gently all over my body. She rubbed my arms, my hands, my back, my feet, and my face in a ritual of total forgiveness, at least in my imagination. And I wasn't even sure who was forgiving whom. I felt her elbows dig into my hips. I felt her knuckles separating my ribs. I breathed deeper. I felt her fingers dig into my neck, trying to release all this stuck metallic tension. I closed my eyes. Every tweet telling me that I was fucking worthless. Every blog comment telling me to shove my vain head up my own ass. Every piece of blog criticism I'd read that labeled me as a self-serving, greedy, superficial attention whore danced in my mind as her hands swept over my body, reassuringly, almost lovingly. She was like a saint, this woman, come to absolve me, to forgive me, forgive herself, forgive everybody. I don't know what she'd written about me. I'm sure it was horrible. I didn't care. I'd read enough. I'd had enough. Not a single word passed between us for the entire session. I didn't care that she could see me silently crying, soaking the towel under the pillow under my head. And after an hour, she leaned over and said quietly, "We're finished." And she opened her hand, laid it on my heart, and whispered into my ear, and then she left the room. I got up and blew my nose. I felt exhausted but light, like something substantial had been lifted out of my insides. I put my underwear on, then my shirt, then my pants. She came back into the room, said nothing, and handed me a cup of water. I drank it, and we stood there looking at each other for a minute, until she broke the silence. "You're really good," she said, looking me right in the eye, "at receiving." And I looked back into her eyes deeply for the first time and saw a lot of sadness in there. She looked tired and hurt. "And you," I said, "are really good at giving." That broke her, and she grimaced and her eyes filled with tears. And we just stood there, crying and looking at each other. "So," I said, "you're a musician. I saw your piano." "Yeah, I'm a singer-songwriter. Can I give you my CD?" "Consider it a birthday gift." I took the gift.